All right. Andre Ward with the cryptic message that we believe was for Canelo Alvarez. Not for sale. Not for sale. That right on the back of Sergey Kovalev saying some mighty funny things. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, want to thank so much the Patreon community and the live stream community. Make sure you come to OG Boxing Talk, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday with my co-host KQKC, Blood Boxing, Curtis Anderson, and Trap House Boxing, where four grumpy old men get around and argue about the sport of boxing. I think that you guys will enjoy it immensely. Also, I want to say, make sure you look out for the new series that we're doing on this channel. It's going to be one video a day called the Boxing Nerd series. That's pretty much when I just nerd out on some nerdy, super nerdy boxing topic. We did one comparing the relative value of the smaller weight classes versus the bigger weight classes, you know, for the true boxing nerds. And we have a lot of them on the channel. I think you guys will enjoy that. But let's get on to more of a mainstream topic. Andre Ward on his Twitter. As you know, I'm out there on Twitter. Twitter will be coming around here or here sometime. You'll see my Twitter handle flashing up. Please join me on Twitter. On Twitter, Andre Ward put out a tweet that said, "Not for sale." Now, we all know what that means. That's talking about not for sale to Canelo Alvarez and to DAZN and the people that are pushing Canelo for Andre Ward to come out of retirement and fight Canelo Alvarez. And I love it. Love it. Andre Ward absolutely positively needs to sit in retirement, have all those people that were hating on Andre Ward when he was fighting Kovalev for the first time, hating on him when he fought him a second time, hating on him when he was fighting when Gennady Golovkin was talking all that smack. You know, the people that never gave Andre Ward the credit that Andre Ward deserved as a professional fighter. Y'all got to sit on all those L's and not give you any room to breathe as far as his legacy goes, especially by being consistent in his stance to not come out of retirement and definitely not fight Canelo Alvarez. Okay, excuse me, did I say Canelo Alvarez? I meant Canelo Alvarez. Look, man, there are very few worse kept secrets in boxing than the fact that Canelo Alvarez, at this point in his career and for a while in his career, is one of the more manufactured champions in boxing. He's the #1 manufactured champion. And when I mean manufactured with good old-fashioned computerol, good old-fashioned rehydration clauses, good old-fashioned selective matchmaking of flat-footed fighters who are edging towards retirement. That's Canelo Alvarez. Now, after this Sergey Kovalev fight, actually, let me make sure that I mention this. Sergey Kovalev also had some cryptic messages about Canelo Alvarez, where he said that he knew going into the Canelo Alvarez fight that he couldn't win. I think he mentioned something about it not being him not having enough time to prepare for the fight. But look, man, I'm not one of these people that think that I know for sure that that Sergey Kovalev took a dive in that fight. But what I will say for sure is that was not anywhere near the best Sergey Kovalev that there's been in the ring. Not 60% of it. That is not the same Sergey Kovalev that fought Andre Ward the first time, because that guy, the original Sergey Kovalev that walked into the ring with Andre the first time, didn't walk out the ring. And then when they fought again and Andre Ward beat him up and knocked him out, stopped him, that Sergey Kovalev that came in that ring left even more diminished. Same thing with the fight with with Alvarez. And yet, Buddy McGirt got him, a win in the rematch with Alvarez. He managed to win a pull out a fight with Yard, but that was an old faded Sergey Kovalev, who had been fighting like 4 times. I think he fought 4 times or something like that in a year at his age. I mean, and definitely at his age, his boxing age, because there's a lot of wear and tear on that guy. So, whatever. Everybody pretty much knew that Canelo Alvarez was going to win that fight. Now, I'm not going to say Sergey Kovalev took a dive, and I've made videos about this before the fight. I made videos about this after the fight. Man, that whole thing was set up so Kovalev could not win. Kovalev would have needed to have a knockout. He would have had to have a knockout to win that fight, without a doubt. In my mind, I don't believe that he could have won that fight any way other than a knockout. As heavily as those everything was stacked up against Kovalev in that fight, they even went so far as to say before the fight that Canelo Alvarez tonight will be the first guy to hold belts in 3 divisions since Henry Armstrong. Although he only held 2, But hey, man, like I said, that's for the boxing nerd. That's for the boxing nerd series. Now, but Andre Ward, that's what Canelo Alvarez. If they're seriously trying to pursue Andre Ward to come out for that fight with Canelo Alvarez, that's the same thing that they're trying to run again. But in this scenario, would be the Canelo Alvarez beat both Sergey Kovalev and he beat Andre Ward. And so therefore we know now that Canelo Alvarez is the greatest fighter to ever live. And in the meantime, don't look over there at Arthur Beterbiev, because who's Arthur Beterbiev? Look, ignore the Arthur Beterbievs, ignore the Jamal Charlos, ignore the Sergey Deverenchenkos, ignore the Demetrius Andrade, the fighters that are in their prime, the fighters that are active, and the fighters that want to fight Canelo Alvarez. Ignore all those, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a big name. We're going to have a string of big name fighters who are well past their prime that we can make that Canelo Alvarez can get hyped up on steroids and beat at weight classes he ain't got no business being in if he wasn't allowed to do the things that he's obviously doing. And anybody that acts like they don't see that Canelo Alvarez is juicing, man, please. Now, that's my opinion that he's juicing. I don't have any proof that he's juicing now. I just have proof that he juiced before. Or when he tested positive and was suspended for Cumbuterol. If people are familiar with my channel now, short message to the people that think, oh, Fanon, you hate on Canelo. You hate on Canelo. Man, I have my channel for 3 years. I have made videos that could be considered negative about Canelo Alvarez for less than one. And it started when Canelo Alvarez tested positive for Cumbuterol, and the WBC didn't even pat him on the wrist, didn't even slap him on the wrist. The Nevada State Athletic Commission slapped him on the wrist. The WBC just supported him. Oh, what a mistake. I mean, this is just an accident. Canelo Alvarez has taken so many performance-enhancing drug tests and never failed, and we know that he didn't intend to do it. And then they wait a year and they raise the levels of Cumbuterol just to, that are allowed in the blood just to make sure that Canelo don't pop dirty again. So Andre Ward, though, tells him, I'm not for sale, man. No, thank you. I know what you're doing. Now, this is me reading into his cryptic text, a cryptic tweet. I know what you're doing, man. And no, thank you. I will stay retired. I have not fought Canelo. I mean, when did he stop fighting? At least in early 2018. So by the time that fight would take place, he would have been out of the ring. I do believe, almost a full 2 years. So 2 years, Canelo's going to fight him, after with no warm-ups? Like, hey, let's fight next, right? no legitimate warm-ups, right? Just like what happened with Gennady Golovkin. Andre Ward took some time off because of some contractual issues going on, disputes going on with his promoter, Dan Goosen, I do believe was the particular promoter, Goosen. So, but then Gennady Golovkin's like, let's fight right now as soon as he comes out. He said, yeah, I'll fight you. Let me get a tune up, go a couple rounds with somebody that's a decent fighter and I'm ready. Oh, no. We need to fight you right now. You can't have any tune-ups. I wouldn't doubt at all that that's what Canelo would try to pull with Ward. Now, the other side of it is, yeah, there's a lot of money to be made, but Andre Ward, despite what people say, Andre Ward has made a lot of money in his boxing career, man. A lot of it, okay? At a certain point, you have enough money. If you have $10 million and you are not ridiculous with your money, you have enough money to live your life and do what you want to do. And you might as well have 50. If you got 10, you might as well have 50 if you take care of it, because you're never going to have to worry about a roof over your head. You're never going to have to worry about food on your table. You're not going to have to worry about putting your kids through school. You're not going to have to worry about providing, for being able to do the things that you want to do with your wife at a certain point. So I certainly hope Andre Ward understands that and he sticks with what he's saying. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.